I am Nikarasu with the Paparasu, and in this video, I'll be talking about something different that I don't usually talk about on the channel. Well, I mean, obviously I talk about Totally Spies a lot, so that's not it. What I'm going to be talking about is something from a specific episode. And yes, it is from Season 7, so there will be spoilers. This is actually a video I've been wanting to make for a while now. I thought there'd be a lot of controversy around this episode. But much to my surprise, no one has been really talking about it. When I thought for sure there'd be a bunch of people that would. And try to say that Totally Spies is now ruined just because they changed Clover's sexuality. Basically using the same old word that's lost all meaning. And I bet you know what word I'm talking about. Starts with a W and ends with an E. This video was originally going to be made to counter those kinds of videos. Now, for the video at hand, obviously I'm going to be talking about Clover. And a new character that appeared in Season 7, Delphine. In the 8th episode, Mega Moon Cheese. Now, I have seen some things for, and that something is Clover now bisexual? The answer is no. This statement and idea are wrong. Clover is not bisexual, and Delphine's not her girlfriend. Now, I'll be going into the episode, the parts that involves Delphine, as I explain why I believe that Clover is not bisexual. Now, I will admit that at first glance, it did seem that way, and even I thought it was true. But then Alex asks Clover if she's crushing. Clover responds by saying no and that they're only friends. The fact that she denied it was the first thing that told me that she wasn't bisexual. Now, I know that there are people that deny crushes and don't mean it, but you have to remember, we're talking about Clover here. And when has Clover ever denied having a crush on someone? Out of the 3 spies, Clover is by far the most forward and upfront about her crushes.
Hi, I'm Clover, and you guys are totally new here, aren't you?
Clover being forward and upfront with her crushes is something that's consistent with her character. If she's crushing, then she's definitely gonna let her crush know. Sure, there can be moments where she takes her time, but there are also moments where she rushes right in. When Clover meets Blaine for the first time in Season 5, do you want to know what she does? She gives him her phone number. After talking for only about a minute. Out of everyone she's ever crushed on, she's always been honest about it. And I seriously doubt that would change if she was crushing on another female. If she was crushing on Delphine and denying it, then that'd be pretty out of character for her. So far in Season 7, she's been consistent. Sure, Alex and Sam tease about it for how Clover is acting, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. In Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Ben's girlfriend at the time, Julie, teases Ben about having a crush on another guy because of how much of a fanboy he's acting. But this doesn't mean he's actually crushing. It's pretty much the same thing here with Clover. She's just really excited because Delphine is super cool and from France. And when we finally meet Delphine, we can see that Sam, Alex, and Glitterstar think she's really pretty. And I ain't gonna lie, I think she's pretty hot too. But I ain't crushing. Neither are Sam, Alex, and Glitterstar. I mean, maybe Glitterstar, but I'll get more into that later. Well, yes, they do find her pretty, but that doesn't mean that they're crushing on her. Females can think that other females are pretty without it being bisexual. I mean, just listen to what Clover says here in the Totally Spies movie.
Let's just solve this case as quickly as possible so we can go back to our normal, much hotter selves.
Based on what she says, she thinks that Sam and Alex are also hot. But that doesn't mean she's crushing on them or has any romantic feelings for them. You can find someone attractive and not be attracted to them. Now, I say that's the case with Delphine. Sure, they find her pretty, but that doesn't mean that they're attracted to her. Or any other females for that matter. The second thing that made me realize that Clover wasn't bisexual is when after she's introducing Delphine to everyone, she arranges plans for all 3 of them to show Delphine around Singapore. And that got me thinking, if Clover really did have a crush on Delphine, then why would she arrange plans for her and her friends to hang out with Delphine? Rather than take the opportunity to go on a date with Delphine instead. Now, I can understand that since they're all females, and that Sam and Alex are Clover's best friends, that they would all want to hang out. But at the same time, if Clover's really crushing on Delphine, she would want to be alone with her. She's literally done this with every crush she's had. Sam and Alex are usually supportive of Clover's crushes. That is, unless they're also crushing on the same guy. 2 episodes later, Clover actually does do this. As Sam wonders where she is, Clover is shown to be alone with Blaine. Again, using Blaine as an example, when the two got back together after the misunderstanding, Jerry wanted to focus on finding the person that set up Clover, but instead of doing that, the two choose to go off together on a date. We're then shown Sam and Alex supporting Clover and Blaine. So if Clover was crushing on Delphine, Sam and Alex would support Clover by letting her be alone with her. They would be good friends and allow Clover to enjoy her date without any interruptions. The third reason why I don't believe that Clover is bisexual is because at the end of the episode, when Glitterstar says she wants to hang out with Delphine alone, even though Clover is shown to have a surprised and a bit sad reaction, as well as wanting to join them, she shows less resistance than you think she would and supports them, which is something I doubt she would do if she was crushing on Delphine. Now, as I said before, there have been times where all 3 spies have been crushing on the same guy, which would lead to them fighting over him. This was pretty frequent with David. In Season 4, Clover is shown to be pissed off with Sam when she's going out with one of her ex-boyfriends that she still has a crush on, and the two get into a fight over it. Also in Season 4, despite Kyle being the criminal, the spies kept on fighting over him. Clover has been friends with Sam and Alex far longer than she's been friends with Glitterstar. He is way closer to them than she is with Glitterstar. Yet she showed little resistance when Glitterstar wanted to hang out with Delphine alone. I understand that someone can be a certain way when it comes to their friends, and be a different way when it comes to other friends, but when it comes to someone interfering in Clover's crushes, I don't think she'd act any differently towards Glitterstar than she would with Sam and Alex. She would have shown a lot more resistance than she did. And I doubt she would say that she'd stop being friends with Delphine for Glitterstar if she really was crushing on Delphine. So with all that said, overall, I don't believe that Clover is bisexual. I can see why people would have a misconception in the beginning, but when you actually watch the episode and have more context, you can actually see that Clover isn't actually crushing on Delphine. She only ever referred to Delphine as a friend and nothing more. She just acted the way she did when it came to Delphine because she thought she was really cool. I mean, I'm sure she probably does say different things in the sub-versions, but her actions are still going to be the same. And her actions suggest that she's not bisexual. As for Glitterstar, I originally thought she was either bi or lesbian, because of the face she makes right here. I originally thought she was making this face because she was thinking of Delphine. But after watching this scene again, Glitterstar admitted that she made this face because of meditation. So I was originally wrong about why she was making this face. But as for Glitterstar's sexuality, we really don't know yet. She could be straight, she could be lesbian, she could be bisexual. We don't know what her preference is yet. And I'll be honest with you, I really don't care what it is. Not that I think she's a bad character or anything, but I just don't really care what her sexuality actually is. Now I kinda want to move on to the topic of a character's sexuality being changed. For me personally, I prefer them not to make changes to their sexuality. Because when it comes to characters that I'm really interested and invested in, I really don't want changes like that to happen. I would prefer diversity and all that to happen with original characters, such as Glitterstar, Toby, and Zerlina. That's probably even why they added these new characters to be more diverse. And if they want to be more diverse in other ways, then I prefer them to do with these new original characters, since they haven't been established yet and there's still time to do so. However, this is nothing more than just a personal preference of mine. That's all it is. Even if they actually were to change Clover and make her bisexual, I wouldn't go in a rage bait and say like, oh, Totally Spies is ruined now because Clover's bi. The entire series is ruined because of this. So I'm gonna try to use this as if it's actual criticism. Now, if you're someone who doesn't like these changes, then that's fine. It's your personal preference. You can feel however you want about it. However, you can't use it as if it's actual criticism. And that's just what I was making fun of, because people will just say something is ruined because something that they don't like happened. It's especially annoying when people make these sort of complaints when they're objectively wrong. Even though something as simple as someone's sexual preference being changed over time is something that happens in real life. It's perfectly fine to feel the way you do. However, it's important for you to understand the difference between a personal preference and actual criticism. Now, I'll go more into personal preference and actual criticism and explain the differences in another video. But that video won't be out for a while now, but if you're interested in hearing more, you can let me know down in the comments below and I'll tell you. Also, feel free to share any other thoughts you have. Now, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you're new to my channel, feel free to check out my other videos, shorts, posts, and subscribe if you haven't already.